had an eating disorder. I didn't eat a meal between the age of 14 and 17. I didn't menstruate for 3 years because I was starving myself to fit into an ideal. I was a smart kid. I was a scholarship child. I also had a music scholarship. I had all these different talents and gifts, none of which I thought were important, none of which I remotely cared about, because I still felt like I would never be good enough unless I weighed 6.5 stone.
Have you processed that since and worked out why?
Oh, for sure, because I was bombarded with a narrative that had no alternative. There were never any women who were celebrated for their intellect. They're not given any attention in the press. I wasn't reading about wonderful astronauts or scientists or great musicians. I was just seeing highly sexualized pop stars who were very, very skinny on my TV, or I was seeing skeletal actresses who were obsessively, their weight was obsessively spoken about, and all of my magazines were selling weight loss products or telling me to be thin. Otherwise I wasn't worth anything. I broke my back at 17, and that changed my relationship with my body. It probably saved my life otherwise, until I'd probably still be anorexic now. But it forced me to change my relationship with my body, and I also gained a lot of weight, and I learned how to appreciate this body that I realized by then that I'd taken hugely for granted, and I'd been actively hurting for so long.
How did you break your back?
I got hit by a car into another car. And that sort of literally knocked some sense into me. But without that, especially now I've seen how the toxicity has grown and how it's spread further, and it's kind of come right into our periphery, you know. And also back then, it was just celebrities who had that kind of pressure to look a certain way. But because of social media, it's even the playing field, and now it's everyone.
It's everyone.
And everyone's got access to airbrushing, which I think is one of the foulest things to have happened to women in the last couple of decades. People have made me look white in so many of the magazines and campaigns I've shopped for. That hurts me. That hurts me from a cultural point of view. People change my nose to make it look like a little white, like little Caucasian nose, and they've changed the color of my skin to make it lighter and to make me look more acceptable, perhaps, to a Caucasian audience. It hurts my feelings. Airbrushing and changing my ethnicity is bad for my mental health. It's not just bad for the mental health of the girls who are looking at it. It makes me dislike what I'm seeing in the mirror. It sends a direct message from the editor to me, and from whoever photoshops my image to me, that I am not good enough as I am, that the way I turned up on that set that day wasn't good enough.